Welcome back. All right, so we got 12 games on Saturday, 5 games on Sunday. Let's preview these games. So we got one game starting at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, one starting 3 hours later, and then 3 hours after that. One, two, three, four, five. Half an hour later, another, half an hour later, another, and then we got 3 late games. My intention for Saturday is simple. I have not been getting videos done that I want to get done, so I'm not going to review these two games separately on their own. I will review all 12 games on their own at the end of the night, so that I can get other video stuff done tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we've got one game starting at 9:30 Pacific, which is 12:30 Eastern. And then there's two at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. And then there's another matinee game between Winnipeg and Dallas before we get into one evening game. So be done early on Sunday, but tomorrow is the last day in November, so I want to get some video stuff out there at the end of the month. And let's go ahead and jump in talking about the 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific game between the Montreal Canadiens and New York Rangers. Montreal's 8-11-3. I'm wearing Montreal because they're playing two games, so maybe they win one of them. The Rangers won this matchup October 22nd by a score of 7-2, but the Rangers are now 12-9-1, and this is not the same Rangers team. These teams meet again on January 19th. So in the month of November, the top three scorers for Montreal: Brendan Gallagher has 4 goals, 3 assists in 11 games for 7 points. Nick Suzuki, the exact same numbers. Cole Caulfield, similar. In 11 games, he has 3 goals, 4 assists, also 7 points. On the Rangers side, their 3 leading scorers in the month of November: Panarin, 13 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. Will Cooley has the exact same totals: 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points in 13 games. Adam Fox still looking for that first goal. He has 10 assists in 13 games this month. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific start between Carolina and Florida. Carolina needs to be better. They're 16-6-1 overall. Florida's 14-9-1 overall. November 29th, Florida won this matchup 6-3, which of course was tonight. And these teams meet again on January the 2nd. Marty Necas leading Carolina in scoring this month: 14 games, 7 goals, 15 assists, 22 points. Aho, 14 games, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points. And Robinson is their third leading scorer this month in 14 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. Not bad for a fourth liner. On the Florida side, Barkov is their leading scorer this month: 13 games, 4 goals, 15 assists, 19 points. Sam Reinhart, 13 games, 11 goals, 6 assists, 17 points. And Carter Verhaeghe, 13 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. Then we get into the evening games, starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Toronto's 13-7-2 this year. The Tampa Bay Lightning are 12-8-2. Toronto won the first matchup on October 21st by a score of 5-2. These teams meet again January 20th and April the 9th. Mitch Marner leading the way in scoring for Toronto this month: 11 games, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. Let's see how his production is affected by the return of Austin Matthews. William Nylander, 11 games, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points for him. Tavares, 11 games, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. And again, for every team on the board here, I've done their top 3 scorers, unless there's 2 games played, and then I picked their 4th through 6th as well. So Tampa Bay, Kucherov's their leading scorer this month: 12 games, 3 goals, 14 assists, 17 points. Brandon Hagel, 12 games, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. And Anthony Cirelli, 12 games, 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. So Cirelli getting some goals this month. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Washington Capitals and the New Jersey Devils. And if you feel like, well, we've seen this one before, this is the 4th meeting already. They're done with each other for the regular season. So the Capitals are 16-6-1. The Devils are 16-8-2. October 12th, New Jersey won 5-3. October 19th, Washington won in overtime 6-5. And on November 23rd, New Jersey won 3-2. Strome's the leading scorer for Washington this month: 14 games, 5 goals, 16 assists, 21 points. Ovechkin's still second in scoring this month, just played the 9 games, but 10 goals, 5 assists, 15 points in that time. And Connor McMichael, 14 games, 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points. Quite the run for McMichael thus far this year. Jesper Bratt's the leading scorer for New Jersey so far this month: 13 games, 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points. Jack Hughes right behind him in 13 games, 5 goals, 10 assists for 15 points. And Dougie Hamilton, 13 games, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Flames and the Penguins. Two teams that it feels like might be starting to go in different directions. The Flames winless in, I think it's 3 now, 12-8-4 overall. Pittsburgh's won back-to-back. They're looking to make it 3 in a row. They're 9-12-4. On October 22nd in Calgary, These teams met. Calgary won in a shootout 4-3. On the Flames side, Coronado's their leading scorer this month in 14 games, 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points. Mackenzie Weegar has 8 assists in 14 games. And Sharon Govich, 14 games, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. On the Pittsburgh side, Sidney Crosby's their leading scorer this month. 13 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Erik Karlsson, 13 games, 1 goal, 8 assists, 9 points. And Malkin, 13 games, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Philadelphia and St. Louis. Philadelphia is 11-10-3. St. Louis 11-12-1. St. Louis is undefeated with their new coach, Jim Montgomery. Philadelphia won the first meeting on Halloween by a score of 2-1. Konechny, the leading scorer for Philadelphia this month, 13 games, 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points. Travis Sanheim, 13 games, 2 goals, 8 assists for 10 points. And Michkov, 11 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. On the St. Louis side, you've got Kyrou, 13 games, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points, their leading scorer this month. Buchnevich, 13 games, 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points. And Braden Shen, Colton Parayko, both 13 games played, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Ottawa Senators and the LA Kings. Ottawa 10-11-1, looking to get back to 500. LA 13-8-3, looking to stay hot. Ottawa won the first match of October 14th by a score of 8-7 in overtime. We remember that game. Stützle leads the way in scoring for Ottawa this month. 13 games, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points. Brady Tkachuk, 13 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points for him. Batherson, 13 games, 4 goals to go with 7 assists for 11 points for Drake. On the LA side, Kopitar leads the way in scoring. 13 games, 3 goals, 12 assists, 15 points this month. Kempe, 13 games, 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points. And Laferriere, 13 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. It's been quite the run for Laferriere this season. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Islanders. These teams met November the 1st. The Islanders won that matchup 4-3. They'll meet again on December 23rd. So by New Year's, they're done with each other. Buffalo 11-10-2 this season. The Islanders a woeful 8-10-6. On the Buffalo side, Alex Tuch, 13 games, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Darlene has the exact same totals in the same number of games. And then you've got on their blue line. All right, my brain was fried there. It's not Bowen, it's Byram. Bowen's his first name. Byram, 13 games, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points for him. Anders Lee on the Islanders side is their leading scorer this month. 14 games, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. Paul Mary, 14 games, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Imagine if I just wrote all their first names on the board. Horvat, 14 games, 2 goals, 10 assists, 12 points. Especially when you got a team that's got a bunch of Connors on it. That'd be great. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between the Nashville Predators and the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota can tie Winnipeg atop the division if they can win this one. The Nashville Predators 7-12-5 this season. Minnesota 15-4-4. These teams at opposite ends of the spectrum. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again December 31st and January 18th. Roman Josi's having a very good month. 14 games, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points for Nashville. Stamkos 14 games, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. And not much has been said about how slow of a start Philip Forsberg's had to the year. 14 games this month, 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points. Not Forsberg-like numbers. On Minnesota side, Kaprizov, 13 games, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. Matthew Boldy, 14 games, 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points. And Marco Rossi, 14 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points for Rossi. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. We got 3 games starting then, beginning with the Oilers in Colorado against the Avalanche. The Oilers 12-9-2. Colorado 13-11. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again January 16th and February the 7th. Connor McDavid leading them in scoring this month. 10 games, 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points. So he's 2 points per game this month. Draisaitl, 12 games, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points. And Evan Bouchard has picked it up. 12 games, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. Picking it up from that slow start. Rantanen, the leading scorer for the Avs so far this month. 13 games, 11 goals, 8 assists, 19 points. Nathan McKinnon, 13 games, 2 goals, 16 assists for 18 points. And Cale Makar, 13 games, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. And he's still a +6 this month. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between Utah and Vegas. Utah's 9-10-4 this season. Vegas 15-6-3, and Vegas is looking to sweep the season series. This is their last meeting. On November 2nd, Vegas won 4-3 in overtime. November 15th, Vegas won 4-2. and we'll see how this one goes. Dylan Guenther and Logan Cooley tied atop the leaderboard this month for Utah. 12 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Clayton Keller, 12 games, just the 9 assists this month. I'm surprised Keller doesn't have a goal yet this month. On the Vegas side, Eichel, 13 games, 5 goals, 15 assists, 20 points. Barbashev, 13 games, 5 goals, 10 assists for 15 points. And Noah Hannafin, 13 games, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. Also at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, the San Jose Sharks and the Seattle Kraken. This should be fun. San Jose 8-13-5 after the win today. Seattle 11-12-1 after the loss today, as these teams met today. 8-5 win for San Jose in that one. This one might be low scoring, or maybe it goes crazy again. January 30th and April the 5th will be the other 2 meetings between these clubs. Eklund leading the way in scoring for San Jose this month. 14 games, 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points. Granlund, 12 games, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Celebrini, 13 games, 7 goals, 4 assists, 11 points for a guy who may end up winning the Calder after all. On the Seattle side, McCann and Tanev lead the way in scoring this month for Seattle. 13 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points for each player. Bjorkstrand, 12 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. So by all means, let me know who you think is going to win those games. And then I will go ahead and write down the time for a timestamp. And we will move on to Sunday. Sunday, there's 5 games. One starting at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific, which is the Vancouver Canucks and the Detroit Red Wings. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Vancouver on February the 2nd. Vancouver's 12-7-3 this season. Detroit's 10-11-2. In terms of leading scorers this month for Vancouver, Quinn Hughes, 13 games, 3 goals, 14 assists, 17 points. Pettersson, 13 games, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. He's above a point per game this month. Garland, 13 games, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points for Garland. On the Detroit side, Larkin, their leading scorer, 13 games, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Larkin, 13 games, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. And DeBrincat, 13 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. So that should be an entertaining one. And then at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston Bruins. So this should be a fun one because these teams don't like each other and they have a very long history. So Boston won the first matchup October 10th by a score of 6-4. These teams will meet again April the 3rd. Montreal 8-11-3 on the season, as previously mentioned. Boston 11-11-3 and looking to get above 500 again. So I've covered the top 3 scorers for Montreal. Let's get into 4 through 6. Jake Evans, 11 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points for him. And then Armia and Slavkovsky both have played 11 games, and they both recorded a goal, 5 assists, 6 points. On the Boston side, Pasternak's their leading scorer, 14 games, just 2 goals, 10 assists, 12 points. Marchand, 14 games, 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. And Zacha has picked it up lately, 14 games, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. At 3 Eastern, noon Pacific as well, Columbus and Chicago. So this is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Columbus on February 22nd. Columbus is 10-9-3 this season. Chicago's 8-13-2. On the Columbus side, Werenski leading the way in scoring this month. 13 games, 5 goals, 11 assists, 16 points. Marchenko, 13 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. And Monahan, 13 games, 2 goals, 9 assists for 11 points for the veteran. On the Chicago side, Bedard's still the leading scorer for Chicago this month, though in 12 games he's just got 1 goal to go with 7 assists for 8 points. Donato, 12 games, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. And Bertuzzi, 12 games, 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points. 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific start between Winnipeg and Dallas. This should be a fun one, maybe high scoring. Winnipeg's 18-6 this season. Dallas is 14-8. On November the 8th, these teams met, and Winnipeg won that matchup 4-1. These teams will meet again March 14th and April the 10th. Nick Ehlers, we'll see if he plays this one. 14 games, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points, but he did leave early in that game against Vegas. Scheifele, 14 games, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. And Kyle Connor's scoring's dropped off. 14 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points this month. On the Dallas side, Duchesne leads them in scoring this month. 13 games, 6 goals, 10 assists for 16 points. Marchment, 12 games, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. So he's having a remarkable run. And Sagan, 12 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Point per game for the veteran Tyler Sagan. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between Ottawa and the Anaheim Ducks. So Ottawa goes from LA to Anaheim, 10-11-1 again the record for the Ottawa Senators. The Ducks are 9-10-3. These teams will meet again in Ottawa on December the 11th. So scorers 4 through 6, or in this case 4 through 7 for Ottawa, Gaudette 13 games, 7 goals this month. So yeah, talk about a goal suck. Norris 13 games, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points for him. Giroux and Gregg both have played 13 games, and they both have 1 goal, 5 assists for 6 points. On the Anaheim side, Leeson's their leading scorer this month. 9 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. Terry, 12 games, 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points. And then there's a tie for third between Zegers and Zellweger. So if they start with Z, they're third and fourth. 12 games for each, 3 goals for each, 4 goals for each, meaning they both have 7 points. So there you go. Let me know your winners for both days in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's going to be a busy Saturday, but Sunday won't be too bad. And honestly, compared to the last couple of days, this is going to be a breeze. This is going to be so much easier. But thank you guys for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.